Welcome to Career Champions, integrating career development into the classroom to help students reach their career success. I'm Jillian Morley, an Assistant Director in the Career Design Center. I teach USU 3400, Launch Your Career, and USU 1400, Exploring Majors and Careers.
I'm Dannon Loveland, a career design specialist in the Career Design Center. I teach a course called ISTU 4010, Career Design and Planning. We have a companion presentation to this one from the Career Design Center called Connecting College to Career, Elevating Students' Career Success. If you haven't already, I suggest checking that one out, as that one digs in a little deeper into some of the high-impact career practices that we can all use to integrate career development into the student experience more intentionally.
The Career Design Center's mission is to empower all students to design their career paths through university-wide career education, employer engagement, and access to experiential learning and post-graduation opportunities. We changed from career services to the Career Design Center a couple of years ago and went through a large redesign of our services. Rather than being a transactional place where students came in for like a piece of paper with a job on it, we wanted to better serve students by teaching them how to design their career paths and be in more control of that career development. So we still do some of those transactional things like helping with resumes and practicing interview skills. Those are all super important, but there is so much more to career development that we wanted to support as well. And we have really embraced the design mindsets, like from design thinking, from that framework, where we help students learn about being curious, like supporting being a learner, prototyping and testing out their ideas and interests, understanding how to work through failures and challenges as they prototype their career interests, and also knowing that career development is a process rather than a moment in time. So we have a team of career design specialists that are ready to collaborate with you and support you as you interact with students in regards to their career development. So let's have you meet our team next. The career design specialists are all assigned to different colleges. They have spent a lot of time learning about their assigned colleges to understand the industries and options that students have. They are a great resource for you to connect with. We also have an employer relations manager if you would like to bring employers into your classroom. So you can connect with your career design specialist, and then we can all work together with our employer relations manager to help connect employers to your classroom.
According to the National Alumni Career Mobility Survey, USU alumni indicated that faculty played a key role in receiving career advice. The top 3 reasons alumni gave for coming to USU were financial gain, career success, and intellectual development. The strong relationship between faculty and students create a natural opportunity to integrate and design more career development into the classroom, which will enhance the career ecosystem across USU and help Aggies reach their career goals. We hope you will learn how some of our career champions at USU have successfully integrated career development into the classroom. Supporting a career ecosystem across all of USU is a big task that takes collaboration across faculty and staff. In the NACM survey, the majority reported that their bachelor degree helped them get started in their career. Since we see that the top reasons students come to college relate to career, this is a good thing. The top person students go to for career advice is faculty. So how can we leverage this connection and trust to help students be more intentional in their career development? As you can see from this slide, only 54% reported that their institution helped them understand career opportunities, and only 42% reported that their institution helped them create a career plan. This gives us some room to grow. We know that only a small amount of students have access to the Career Design Center, and we also know that we need to scale our reach to impact more students. We are working on some initiatives to tackle that. Part of that is working with faculty and sharing ideas with each other on how you as faculty incorporate career into your classes already. We want to create a more robust ecosystem to help students connect their experience in and out of the class with their career plans.
The National Alumni Career Mobility Survey has research that identifies 6 high-impact career practices that are significantly and positively affecting alumni's perception of the value of their higher education degree. So those 6 are helpful career advice, critical thinking, career opportunities, internship related to career, networking with employers, and creating a career plan. As a reminder, we have another presentation through these asynchronous sessions from the Career Design Center called Connecting College to Career, where you can learn more about these 6 and what they each mean. And the Career Design Center is looking at each of these 6, but we can also see that faculty are related to some of these, and the opportunities to incorporate these in the classroom exist. For example, we mentioned that faculty are the #1 place students go to for career advice. So we can really collaborate together and work on that first one, helpful career advice, together. And the remainder of this presentation will show you videos of faculty as they describe how they've incorporated career development into their classes, some of which range across multiple of these high-impact career practices. So we hope you get some great ideas from those panelists. We've asked some of our career design champions to serve on a panel for this presentation to give fellow faculty and instructors some insights about how they have integrated career development into their classes. So for the remainder of this presentation, we'll share their responses to a few questions. Our panelists are Melanie Chambers, Learning Specialist, Christy Bloxam, PhD from Instructional Technology and Learning Sciences, Chad Mano, PhD from Computer Science, and Rose Jed Murray, PhD from Applied Sciences, Technology, and Education.
I have 3 reasons why I've taken the time to integrate career into my curriculum. The first is that internship placement in our field is vital. And if we're not talking about internship placement from the very beginning of their undergraduate work and talking about what is the next step from here, what kind of internship is not only sounds fun and exciting and takes me to new places, but helps me understand more about what it is that I like to do, where my strengths lie, and how I can capitalize on those strengths as I move from Utah State University into the job field. The second thing is that it instills confidence in the students. When students are thinking about how they move on from being an undergraduate, or how they move on from being a low-level employee to a middle management or an upper division management with a graduate student, they need to understand, they need to have those conversations, and they need to feel comfortable with faculty and advisors who have a bigger picture of what the potential and the possibilities might be. And so when we're speaking about that in class, it opens the door for greater conversations to occur. The last thing is that I really feel like discussing career directly in your curriculum, particularly with upper division and graduate level courses, manages the students' expectations. They understand that these classes at this level are in their field. These are the things that they're going to need to know.
The biggest reason why I integrate career into my curriculum is simply to give our students confidence. It gives them the confidence, number one, to know that they chose the right career because they understood what that career will look like, and it's what they're hoping they're getting, and something they want to do the rest of their lives because they've got to try some parts of it out. It also gives them confidence in themselves that they know they can do the job. So when they get a job, or they go out to get a job, or they go out to apply, they have confidence that they've been able to do many parts of the job and know that they have the right skills to be able to do the job well and be successful in what they're doing.
I teach in the computer science department, and computer science is a field that's pretty well known in terms of people have heard of computer science. Students have heard about it from teachers in high school and maybe counselors. Parents have heard about it through the media. It's often talked about as one of the top areas for growth and career opportunities. So a lot of students will come in knowing that computer science has opportunity, but not necessarily knowing what computer science is and what those specific opportunities are. So I think it's very important to spend time talking about that, especially early on in a student's academic career, so they can not only decide if computer science is for them, but what area in computer science is for them, what piques their interest the most. And so, as we all know, students are here to get training so they can accept a job. And I think the more education that we give them is about those careers and jobs ahead of them, they can make better decisions so that they can hopefully jump right into a career path that is exciting and challenging and rewarding for them.
In new student orientation, I teach my students how to do informational interviews and encourage them to do them during their time that they're in the program. These involve finding someone in the field who is doing the job that they would like to do, and then ask them if they can interview them. I explain to them how to find those people, how to ask them if they will do an interview with them, and then I teach them what types of things to ask. And this really helps open up their eyes to what's going on in those jobs so that they have a better idea of what a day-to-day professional experience looks like. I have even had students get internships and projects because of some of these types of interviews and the connections that they're able to make. This also gives them a great basis for networking and getting to know other people in the field and making those connections. I like to have my students, especially early in the program, go out and do a survey of the jobs that are actually out there. So I'll send them to Indeed or LinkedIn usually, and have them find jobs that match what they want to do, what they think they want to do when they graduate, and also then to look at what specifications the job has. So what kind of skills do they need to know, what kind of experience, and kind of really do a survey of what is going on, how much experience are they asking for, what types of experience, and what skills, so that as they are, choosing their electives or even just focusing on certain aspects of their schooling, that they can make sure that they have those skills when they graduate so that they can feel confident that they can get the jobs that they want. This is always an eye-opening experience for them as they start to understand what skills they really need to have and what things they need to do.
I've used the Career Design Center for help in my classes. I had a trip that I was taking, and they were willing to come in and teach the class about career preparation, and it worked really well in my planning classes and my learning class. So they're wonderful to work with, and I've also used the Designing Your Life principles in several of my course content, and in the modules that they do, and it's wonderful.
The students get closer to actually looking for jobs, putting together resumes and portfolios, working on their internships and their ability to network effectively. I've found that using the guest lecture and presentation format, inviting the Career Design Center, putting together presentations that meet the needs of the students where they are. We don't have a departmental person specifically that addresses internships and career advancement. So we rely heavily on the Career Design Center and their employees and their mentors to help my students get where they need to go at the right time and place. The second thing is to utilize the resources from the Career Design Center. I love the Gallup Strengths Test, purchasing those tests directly from the Design Center, and then either having Jillian utilize the trainings and the resources that come along with that to help my students understand how to tap into those inner resources. I think using those strengths within the class helps my students to practice not only their hard skills in the direct content areas, but to really think about the soft skills and the soft skills that they personally have developed or that they want to strengthen as they move through the last few years of their higher education experience. And the final thing that I've done to intentionally integrate career is to allocate time, effort, and funding to field experiences and networking. In some situations, that becomes a panel That becomes a Zoom conference where I have numerous employers from the outside come in and visit with the students, whether that's over virtual presentation and virtual meetings, or we actually get on a minibus and we go to Salt Lake and we spend a day. And we allocate class time to getting into the field, being there together, answering questions as a group, touring facilities. Those things have been really successful for me.
I think the most beneficial thing that I've seen is that concept of prototyping. So that's where, instead of saying, this is what I'm going to do and here's what I've got to do, you can experiment and take time to see, inform your decision. And you can do that by interviewing others, internships, volunteer work. And so it gives students options and things they can do now to help them with their decision that they're making.
One of the most beneficial practices is something that isn't actually quite intentional in my classes, but it's talking about internships, where we have a lot of students who get internships early on, a lot, of course, after their junior year during the summer. But I like asking students about their internships, when they're getting them, when they're interviewing, then what their experiences were like. And a lot of that is so that other students in the class can hear about it. Students often, they don't know what they don't know. And if they don't know that getting internship is possible, a lot of them always feel like, I have this question, am I ready yet? And talking about it in class helps them realize that they too should be applying, or that they're ready to apply for these things. And that's been beneficial, especially for the students who might not be as engaged or proactive looking for these opportunities.
Some of the challenges I've experienced with the curriculum have been shifting students' mindsets from that point A to point B, and thinking that there are several ways to get there, and staying open to the possibilities as well as the stress they feel around that decision. So I think prototyping helps a lot with that.
I've found that some of the things that I do to incorporate career into my classes and advising requires that I also teach and reinforce important soft skills. So I learned early that if I didn't mentor students on things like professional courtesy and communication, or how to work in a group, how to be an empathetic teammate, and also maybe the desire to help and mentor others within their jobs, their internships, their projects, anything that they're doing. If I didn't do that, then it seemed like we would have more problems and the experience wouldn't be as beneficial for them. So there have been times when maybe I have to help a group understand that, if somebody's struggling, they need to help them, go in and maybe pick up some of the pieces and do a little bit more, but that maybe another time in their life, they might be the person that needs help as they're going through challenges. And helping them understand that as a group, they need to get the project done, and it doesn't matter who did more, who did less. In the end, if they all do their best work and help those who are struggling, they will be more successful overall. Sometimes I also have to help them understand how to communicate, especially with their supervisors and managers. I find that many students struggle with this. They might have conflicts with them, or they might not feel comfortable expressing their ideas. And so mentoring them in some of these areas as well helps with those projects, helps with those internships, and then helps with those jobs as they get them, and helps them to feel more confident in what they're doing, but also to be able to avoid some of the conflicts that they might have that would cause them to either lose jobs or not do well at an internship or with a project.
One thing I like to do in my classes is talk about the non-technical aspects of their careers. So most students, they spend all this time learning to be a computer scientist. They go get that first job, which is often a junior level software development job. But there's a lot of room for growth pretty quickly sometimes, growing into maybe a group leader or a team leader on a software development team, and then managing larger groups of people, managing a department, becoming a project or a program manager or a product manager. So there's a lot of advancement that kind of falls outside the realm of their technical computer science skills. And so I like talking about that, talking about why group projects, even though they can be painful in college, why they're important, why developing these soft skills are important. Because I hope that through this, students can take it, when they see opportunities to develop themselves in ways that might not be as comfortable, that they'll take advantage of those so that they can be prepared for those next steps in their career beyond just the entry-level position where they're using all the technical skills that they had been studying.
I try to bring my experience or others' experience that I know into my class lectures every week. So when I do this, I try to explain to them about what is going on in the field and how it connects with what we're learning about. And I always try to connect the why do I need to learn this with actual experiences from the field rather than just theory or ideas. Sometimes I think we have a hard time connecting what we're learning and understanding the importance. And once we do, we're more motivated to learn it and remember it and internalize it, and also try to understand how it fits better within the full ecosystem.
So when those things are integrated directly into the curriculum that you're teaching, that you discussing on the regular, and the way that it is integrated into their assignments and field experiences, that gives them confidence that they are doing the things that they need to do. It instills confidence, it manages their expectations, and it makes your curriculum incredibly relevant for them, which is a big win-win.
I just highly recommend the Career Design Center, and I plan to use them even more in my classes. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and for engaging with us. Please reach out to us if you have any questions, or if you want to share some of your best practices, or you'd like to learn anything about what we've discussed, learn anything more about what we've discussed. Also remember to check out the other Career Design Center presentation, Connecting College to Career. So, as some action items, we invite you to join our Career Design Champions newsletter by scanning that QR code that you see on the screen here. We'd also invite you to meet with your career design specialist. That's an opportunity for you to collaborate and brainstorm some concrete things that you can do to incorporate careers into your courses and curriculum. And then last, engage with the Career Design Center's ETE badges. There's 2 of them on there, and we'd love to have you complete those and let us know how it turns out for you. Thanks again, and we'll be in touch.